Yo, what is up, guys? It's been a minute, just got back from Houston. If you know, you know, a lot of black joy going on at DreamCon 2026, man. Shout out to everybody that I met, shout out for the love that I got, and shout out to the love we gonna keep on getting. But right back into what we're doing here. We're doing the 5D ZA Draft League. Now, my voice is a little bit gone, but hopefully y'all can hear me over the music and everything else. I'll turn it down just a tad. So what we got here is week 9 of the games, and I think they're just coming on stronger and stronger. I'm gonna try to keep up with everything. I didn't get to have everything updated for me, but I did see a lot of cards in use and a lot of team updates. So yeah, I'm expecting some pretty wild games. So the games include things like cards you could use to enhance your mons, give buff to your mons, or even nerf the opponent, similar to Yu-Gi-Oh! You got spell cards, trap cards, continuous cards that the players can put in play here and there. So yeah, that's basically it. And you're playing Pokemon, the form of champions with mega evolutions in the mix. So you don't necessarily have Terra unless you can get a card that gives you that, or you have ultimate as well amongst these. And yeah, so with a lot of cards already being burnt and used and playoffs being right around the corner, it's pretty interesting to see what's going to come about with these next couple of games here. So to start off, we have Ace versus Siege. Now, Ace is a longtime player that I'm very familiar with, on the contrast with Siege being a substitute player coming in so far. So interesting duality here, and also the obscurity of said player. Like this player is well known by another combatant that's in the league, but yeah, I'd just love to see how this match would go over here. Now, I don't think they've changed their team from my last thoughts, and yeah, it's pretty standard Ace. I think pretty standard from what I've seen of Siege. So as far as, I believe AC's Kyurem being really strong here with having Earth Power in their Ice coverage to bot most of the team. Like, you got Earth Power, Ice, Earth Power, Ice, and then just hitting that neutral is good. So I could see something like even Scarf or Setup being a thing here, because I don't know how, if any, they get a Slush Rush off unless they do Tailwind, which they have been pretty frequent in using, and they do have the Mega Malamar. So I could see Mega Malamar actually being a beast under Tailwind, throwing off those superpowers. Yeah, it has superpower, not close combat, or it lost close combat, I believe. But yeah, superpower. Nothing appreciates that. And then added Psycho Cut. If you do have Psycho Cut on it, it does not make contact, although it is a physical move. So I could see that being a thing, but also static on the Zapdos here. So something Malamar might have to watch out for, because you don't necessarily have a Cleric in the cut here for Siege. Starting off, Rocks could be very strong, but also Absol looks like a good lead. And this is pre-Mega, so you don't Mega in battle, but for some of the Mons, you're able to start off with Mega. Which I don't think Siege necessarily knows yet, because I don't think there's any other reason to go Suction Cups, maybe, or Infiltrator, because they share the same ability after Mega. So you can pre-Mega this, so let Siege know, just in case. Other than that, Cleanup looks real nice for Lycanroc. Like, there's nothing that resists unless this is at full HP. of course, or this is like Spike's Protean, right? Nothing resists Excel Rock for the most part. So boosted Excel Rock could be really good along with Drill Run. Actually, yeah, this kind of cooks. Drill Run, Excel Rock, Rock Move, Close Combat. Pretty much cooks the team. So I do see Siege having a good time as well as Ace. Other than that, you do have removal for the team in both of these. Prankster Defog with the Rapid Spin as well. Drag Algae switches into this. This could be anything, a good mix. Ace has used this mon to its full potential, and I love that. Why no Deancey? Deancey 6-0s here. But yeah, as far as a lead, I could see a lead. Meowscarada, Scarf could be a thing. Checking out the booster lead, and then just going into that. Getting it fast, U-turn off, free damage, free chip. If Whimsicott leads, I think you do either triple axle or you just switch out into the likes of Swalot. And we see Whimsicott lead and the Terrapagos lead. So this looks like Tailwind and Rocks. Flash Cannon immediately off the Tailwind. And then U-turn is out, getting that shell down. Do we see leftovers though? We see leftovers, so Terra Shell is back. Out goes Terrapagos into the Swalot, taking that Toxic. And Rotorola is in here with the Quirk Drop and the speed, of course. Thief is an interesting move. No item on that. Thief is pretty dope. Yeah, I can't see what this would expend to use Thief. Maybe a berry into Belch. That would be dope. A Belch, that would be clean. Earthquake, read on there. Ice Spinner is going to do a decent amount of damage, about 1/3, but that Heat Wave is going to do about 66%. Another one, Ice Spinner, is going to get that pair on that, and Roos is really nice because you now outspeed the roller, maybe? You do not. So that's giving very defensive. But that's good that it did have enough HP. Whimsicott is in, gets another Tailwind before it goes not down. Possible roll, gets the defog as well for their trouble. And Toxic Spikes is up. So they can defog again, but on this turn, they will lose the Tailwind if Ace decides to go for the kill. Encore. Okay, Mental Herb, nice. So they get a fresh Tailwind up. Like they do have Drag Algae in the back. Oh, nice. Okay, so that was very well. It's all coming together. Red card. You got the Thief. You got U-turn that you expected there. Like, okay, you're gonna U-turn out into Drag Algae. Very smart to get a near guaranteed Toxic or Poison rather on something, because you could hard switch out, but that doesn't get rid of the spikes. You know what I mean? Like if you're just spamming spikes on the defog, like, and that just comes in to absorb it, it still has a turn where it's clicking spikes. So yeah, that's pretty much all but guaranteed T-spike. A very nice setup by Ace here. And then they're in the capability to take an item from Buddy over here. So next play out here is going to be interesting. Kyurem comes in, resists the, doesn't resist the dual stab, but low cook is a possibility in Tailwind. So one other thing, because Ace does have their card here, Snow Warning, Sandstorm as well, which grants any mon they like that ability. But so yeah, they do have the Slush Rush that could be used for this. Otherwise, I do see Volt Absorb being a thing for the Zapdos, only being weak to the Heat Wave and resisting the dual stab. But yeah, this gives Kyurem the defense boost as well. Focus Blast is going to do a good amount of damage along with that. Oh no, they clicked the wrong move. However, it did not matter. So not Scarf, but also not faster than Kyurem here. Not getting that tailwind to help them out there. Unfortunate. Dragalge comes in and absorbs that T-Spike, but again, dang, that's some dang damage. Into the Earthquake, nice. One thing I want to see real quick. 103 base and nice. So one thing that this could have been, I doubt this would ever have any speed investment. But if need be, this could probably have some speed investment, just to outspeed to make sure. But yeah, that was some nice damage. Likely adaptability. But good thought to have Earthquake on there to chip that down, because that boy is the bulk. Alright, Snow stops, Kyurem's in. Kyurem does have a Blizzard it can throw off into that algae and drop it. So Kyurem's here, not Scarf, Tailwind, doesn't matter as well. Goes for the Focus Blast. And the Icicle Crash crit hit does not get the flinch, but does get the miss on the Focus Blunder Policy. Oh my god! Oh, we're cooking today. Oh, we're cooking. Oh, yeah. Yo. The Blunder Policy +2 onto basically Slush Rush, because you're +2 in Slush Rush. So Tailwind that you're outspeeding after the miss. Like, that's phenomenal. So the Snore Warning lets your Blizzard be 100%. However, Focus Blast is Focus Miss for a reason, folks. And if you're going to miss on purpose, go ahead and put that Blunder Policy on. Let them show what kind of purpose you're just doing. And yeah, the dog gets it down. But, nice. CC takes out the dog. Wait, oh heck, I just messed up item clause because I had banned on Arctis ult too. Ain't no item clause. Yeah, there's no item clause, bro. Well played. Yeah, Absol is frail as the hell. But yeah, I guess banned on that makes sense. Tough claws. I don't think it gets tough claws boost. But well done. Next game here. So we have Pizzaharald and an Alolan Vulpix. Pretty scary looking team. Holy crap. Holy kaiju. This looks like a whole lore team. And we got a pretty sun-based team here, it looks like. With Chlorophyll being a possible ability on the Skull villain here. Of course, Moody is not legal. Okay, so I don't believe there are any cards in play. However, the ultimate, which is Red Crimson Tyrantrum, is what I want to call it. So you have Tyrantrum here, which has access to Mighty Cleave instead of their Clangorous Soul, based on their punishment. But also Sacred Fire and the ability to terrestrialize into a fire type on their team. They have these two mons together look aesthetically so pleasing. Mecha Frostlass having to be female, interesting. But yeah, Savali, which could be any type. Voltol, which is actually very interestingly bulky, offensive, and it's a really good utility mon. Even with its lack of a move pool, like it's very effective. So I want to see how Pizzaharald handles it with the Bruxious, which seems like Pizzaharald is very into, with it being a mega assistant, as well as just how effective they've been playing it. And Ditto is a thing here to deter setup. So you might not see growth on Venusaur or DD on this. Unless you want to live, right? Or growth even on this. Does this have growth? I don't know. I don't think so. People wanted this to have growth. Yeah, it has growth. I mean, they could still have setup, but they have to be more mindful, being that you have this, icon right here. Very scary team. I don't think they like to. Actually, I don't think you care about spikes much on this team. Like, you can't hold a sash here. You're likely not holding Sash. You got decent bulk throughout the team. I don't think they care too much. Like, it could add up the triple spikes, but to knock this out immediately is gonna kind of be a tough task, unless this is like maybe a memory that does super effective damage into this, like a fighting, because I don't know if like banded U-turn kills this or anything like that. So very interesting. You also have to be wary of, if you lead this, lead Scarf Ditto. Could be a speed tie if they are both Scarf. Could be Sash. You do have the opposing Sacred Sword by chance possibility. Unsure. Yeah, I would love to see how this game plays out. This team seems like it has the game plan of being hyper offensive, right? Like, you have Burning Bulwark, but you have Fire type. Burning Bulwark does look good into like a lot of the mons, if it can get it off. Even set up Earthquake, 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 Fire move, Fire move, Fire move. Could possibly be a thing here. Like, it's really sun coated because of the mons, but it's interesting to see if they deviate from that, you know? So yeah, as far as the lead, Mega Frostlass, it does have the Snow Warning ability, giving it a boost on defense. So this does seem like they're into the weather war here, hence it being brought. So the weather might stay in the back. So this is a good lead for them, regardless, for the most part. While you have something like Bruxious that can pivot, as well as this and this. You have Parting Shot, U-turn, U-turn. Yeah, let's get into it. I think Bruxious is a lead here. You have do you have Leech Life on this? I'm not sure if this can hit this super effectively. You have Crunch, boom, boom, boom. Okay, let's get into it. All right. So we do see the Crimson Dragon doing some damage. Ceaseless Edge ain't gonna get the kill, but cease now. That is some great damage. You do have to watch out for the Sucker Punch. Sucker Punch will kill here, but no fear. You stay in, you head smash, you get the kill, you win the weather war, if that was even a thing. So I think Vulpix did try to make a read like, oh hey, I'm gonna scare you out with Sucker Punch and let me get my weather. And then if they did fear the Sucker Punch, they would like bring in something to just get a kill, like a U-turn, which Ninetales doesn't care much about. Especially if it was this into the water, you know, nerfing the damage from the sun. So that's a possibility here. If they weather ball, it is going to be ice type into that blah. Savali Fairy, by the way, Outrage. And yes, this naturally does get Outrage in the weather ball. So it's a mixed attacker, interestingly enough. Flame Charge off on that Sleepy Boy is going to get +1. What types are chosen? Fire and Dragon. Oh yeah, it can also Dragon Terra. Fire Dragon. Wait, what types were chosen? Fire and Dragon. Pizza win by DQ. Weather Ball and Sun is Fire. Ceaseless Edge is Dark. Samu doesn't learn to Fire Dragon. Yeah. Discuss with Alu. Samu's. So, okay, I think the card that was activated might have been Clan War, if I'm tripping. So, Dragon, normal... Rock. Fire and Dragon. Let's see what card was chosen. Not gonna lie, I don't have any clue what's going on here, but neither do you, so we're in the same boat, right? Unless you're playing or you saw the game, whatever. So yeah, something's in play, unsure. Elsa is in. Wait, what? So, okay. Weather Ball on that, crit hit, doing some damn damage off the Life Orb into the Flame Charge as well. So, a double. And from here, we get these Sun being dissipated, with the death taking a toll of damage from that what. But dragon type move from there. So Mega Skull Villain's here. Dragon Rush, Spicy Spray gets it burnt, and the Overheat is there. So it's looking like Fire and Dragon are the types of move that were chosen. And I'm pretty sure this is Mega Clan War. Now, this is nice. You do get the Head Smash immunity there. Head Smash, oh my goodness. Look at this boy. Look at this don't look. He looked away. Dragon Tail is going to spread that off. But my child comes in, and the Dragon Tail, you can't Dragon Tail on Dragon Tail. Oh wait, was this anticipated? Was this set in order to stop Ditto? Because the spikes up is smart, the Dragon Tail is smart. So if this only has, oh my goodness, does this have mono Dragon Tail? No way this has mono Dragon Tail, right? So if this has mono Dragon Tail, so it can only have Dragon and Fire moves, right? Dragon Dance, Burning Bulwark, Dragon Tail. I doubt you would have Dragon Claw because you get swept. Doubt you would have Scale Shot because you get swept. Outrage because you get swept. What's the last move? Is it Howl? It's got to be a setup move. This, I think, is the anti-Ditto tech. Ditto comes in to just be dropped. Elsa comes in to start up the Snow Warning. And Hex comes here. Pizzaharald exclaims a GG on the Heat Crash. Heat Crash into Smart. Yeah, Head Smash missing definitely probably was the game. Because Tyrantrum does damn damage. But well played. Unfortunate miss. And let's see what we saw. Yeah, very much that miss mattered. So I think, like, because I'm curious if they had Head Smash along with Mighty Cleave. But gouging, D-Dance, Bulwark, yes. So this was, I would crash out. Nice. Definitely made for the Ditto with this set. Anti-Ditto tech. We love to see it. Choice Band Sammy with the Ceaseless Edge, one move only. That's mad interesting. Wonder if that was a card as well. Supernova Helios. Like, I'm looking through the doc, and I guess I can't make sense of it. Like, he does have Mega Clan War, I believe. Let's see what this other card is. Hold on. Well, I'll pop it up when I get it. With the electric, 75, one on the speed, boom, 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 boom. Sleep and talk, rest, willow wisp, weather ball. Nice. So you get your like fire move in there, but weather ball is just nice overall. But you do have the type changing with the opposing weather. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just reading in my head. My bad. All right, so Death, Wildlands, not trying to miss no Heat Wave nor Dragon Rush, as well as 3 attacks too. Baby Arceus, Valley Fairy with the Fairy Memory, Outrage. So Fairy is a smart move because you're forcing your opponent to bring Dragon type moves, so you have an immunity in that instance as well. And everything by them does get hit by fire and dragon, meaning like not immune or resisted. The Hex Wisp, transform. Why does this have one move? What in the world? 30 attack IVs as well. With the Choice Scarf flip turn, Adamant Nature, and the Choice Scarf Head Smash. Yeah, so if they were nerfed in some way, they definitely had out within the Head Smash here. Sacred Fire, Dragon Claw, Earthquake. Yeah, it was pretty unfortunate that they did get that miss off there. But I'm not sure Dragon Claw was necessary. Like, yeah, it's good stab damage and variety, but I think Mighty Cleave depending on their team. Like, I'm not sure if this hits anything super effectively, but you saw what Head Smash did. So like a lesser Head Smash would definitely do due diligence there. But yeah, Rockhead, Head Smash, go crazy. All right, next game. We have the Atom Bomber Thorson here with their Raichu X and mini Arceus versus the mini team piloted by Duvydoooo. And we see the exceeding of EV limits, and that's due to Eevee's Chaos Lunar Kitty. And what that allows is Little Cup Mons can have all of their stats maxed out, pass their limits, break the limits, as well as having access to Terra types and any priority move of their choosing, along with Magearna and two of the most favored starters. But not to be underlooked. Like, Eviolite is a thing, and so is their move pool, and yeah, not to be relegated towards insta bad or anything like that. But Doobie's been making it work for sure, and I love it. And then we have Thorson's very scary team, very fast team. Not so much Mega Raichu X. And this is going to be Levitate rather than Electric Surge prior to the reveal of the abilities for the Raichus. And a pretty fat core too, right? You got Violite here, you got Recover. This can only Pain Split. I think this has Pain Split as well, but thick nonetheless on the physical side. So I could see Spidef Gastro, probably Spidef on this. You have hard hitters, so it's gonna be hard regardless, even if you have the Violite, because you don't have the greatest HP on Little Cup Mons. But something like Magearna can sweep under Trick Room, or even at +2. I don't think you outspeed this at +2 though. But Flash Cannon, you also have Soul Heart, which can make it Snowball. And yeah, it looks pretty good as far as that. So the only leads I could see here would be Greninja with the Fake Out. No, I'm lying. Mienfoo with the Fake Out, or Greninja. Like, this could be a bulky pivot pretty well into most of the team, and then just get that in. But Gastro looks pretty good into blocking most of what Magearna wants to do. Like, you have T-Bolt, Flash Cannon, Volt Switch. Pretty much, you have stored power too. Like, its fairy moves are going to do damage to Gastro, of course. And there's really not a fairy resist here. Like, Weezing's, its Spidef doesn't really allow it to tank that well. Like, the best tank here would probably be type Null. So as far as their lead goes, Rocks could be very useful, because they don't necessarily have removal for Rocks outside of, I'm a damn lie, they don't. Defog Zard, right? T-Spike as well is pretty nasty into them. So Thorson can kind of get away with murder here, possibly. Unless Doobie gets the ball rolling first. The ball. This is the ball. Starting off, U-turn looks like crazy damage. But Magearna seems like a good switch, but you do have fire type coverage. Let's see. Violence. Mienfoo comes out. Raichu X comes out. We see the Fake Out. Alpartor. I don't know what word I said. So we see the Toxic Orb. Volt Tackle gets a kill, and that damage is there. Sheesh, that's a lot of damage. So Thorson activated their card, Toxic Gas, and it allows them to choose 3 of the Mons on their opposing team, or opposing side here, to hold a Toxic Orb. So they chose Mienfoo, Duskull, and Skitty, meaning they chose those Mons to be brought. And yeah, they're pretty much relegated to holding a Toxic Orb. Yeah, so hold that. Volt Tactical means you take that damage, so hold that as well. Zard is in here, and Gastro is up on in. Dragon type into the Dragon Dance. Spooky Spaz gets the Dragon Claw off, doing a decent amount of damage. The Scald is going to be able to get a burn because you're not immune to that. But no burn thus yet. The burn is there. Oh, yo, tell me now that this is Facade. This is DD Facade. Tell me now this is DD Facade. There's another Dragon Dance. There's a stockpile. Is it rest? Resto Chesto? Don't see an item yet. We see Dragon Claw doing 26 damage off of the second stockpile. It's gonna do less. So Duvey's a victim to a burn Charizard. Never thought I'd say that. But the recover is gonna bring it up to full while Charizard is looking kind of hungry. Hungry for a stat boost and hungry to do some damage. Dragon Claw looking for a crit possibly. Scald's gonna do very little damage, but it's gonna rack up, especially with that burn. And this looks like the last turn that Charizard's gonna live and learn. Yeah, it's out. So very nice. That Zard definitely was scary. Burn did seem like the out there. And another burn into the real Tinkaton. We get another Calm Mind. And I do think Duvey's making the right choice to try to outpace Gastrodon. Because it can recover, but it can no longer boost past +3 due to stockpile limitations. So stocks are going up for the real Tinkaton. And behind the sub, that means Scald's not going to do enough damage to break. So Draining Kiss looks like it's going to be the move. Thorson added on to that. Jeez, that Draining Kiss did nothing. But you heal 75% off of the damage dealt from Draining Kiss. Yeah, turn that red shit off. I don't like that. We ain't looking at that, cuh. So this looks like a potential for... So we only see Scald stockpile recover. I'm guessing last move would probably be a Toxic. Like, this is really looking better for Duvey here. Especially like if they heal this up, they're healing this in tandem. Because you're not able to outpace the damage increase, right? So you're basically facing a net +3. But Gastrodon the GOAT. Why don't we see any other Gastrodon? It does look ugly. It really is a gross red. Like, I don't... Fun fact about me, I don't really wear red on anything red. That almost is dead. And a couple more hits. Let's look at a PP. Pause. Energy Ball. Yo, okay. Give it up to Duvey for that. Give it up to Duvey for that. Great positioning. They put themselves in a very great position, right? Dragapult might have the Infiltrator here. Not going to do enough. And the Draining Kiss is going to be really tough to break through, especially behind the sub and the +4. And going to be doing even more. Like, there's... Basically, this ability is useless because you just already stocked it up. Your stonks are high. And if you're faster than Savali here, that's even nicer. This isn't breaking anytime soon. So next Draining Kiss is going to make that go down. Yeah. Very nice. Maggie Thick. Absolutely. The Air Slash is going to get the break. This was nice to see, like, what outspeds what. Very smart Duvey. If they do a sub again, good subathon here. Iron Boulder should die to the Energy Balls. But a Kiss Good Night is going to put it to rest there. And Duvey effectively 6-0s the team. Shift gear set. Come on. That shit ain't working. GG. So it seemed like, yeah. I mean, I can't say people get humbled by Magearna. Like, people know what Magearna does. It sweeps. But Magearna did get the 6-0 past. It was very smart of Duvey to be possibly mindful of their draining kisses, or they were just spamming that shit. I don't know, but yeah, spam that shit, spam that shit, spam that shit. Where all my spamming ass McGinnis at? Go ahead, getting y'all back. 6-0 that. I'm sorry. Real Tink hours for real. With a phenomenal EV spread here. We saw what it did. It did the dang job. Lefties definitely helping on that. And making sure you outsped was, I think, very crucial, especially with the substitute game, as well as Drain Kiss getting off some probably needed HP, as well as the sub to scout certain crap. With the Spooky Spaz, Normal Gem, Extreme Speed. Unfortunate it did get burned. Because I think you were doing... Yeah, you're doing at least 40%, if not teared. So that's understandable. So Joe Mama, Greninja with the Greninja I didn't get to come out. Just saw it. Other things putting in work with the Hydro Pump, Grass Knot, and Ice Beam tucked away in the back. And Deku with the Extreme Speed, High Jump Kick, Fling with the Toxic Orb, and Acrobatics to boost said damage from getting that Toxic Orb off. We got the Nightshade Curse, Destiny Bond Trick, which is pretty dope here. As well as, this does, I think, have Switcheroo, if they wanted to pass that out. But Fake Out Facade, because you're just using that. Hey, shout out to my Facade, you know, like, yeah, you know. Facade, Baton Pass with the Extreme Speed. So getting a pivot move on that, pretty nice. Mono normal on that. Alright, next game. These games have been fire. Alright, we got General Snorunt versus Tails here. And off in the cut is a Mega Absol Z. Very scary team by Tails. I love this team. A lot of great considerations. And they brought another one of the evolutions that I thought might come here, Umbreon. But in the likes of Xerneas from General Snorunt's side, that is understandable. It definitely would suck to have, like, I think Ho-Oh Toxic, but I think that's the only thing. Like, this is, depending on the set, depending on the chef, you don't want this Toxic, right? But it depends on the chef in the set. We have Greninja as well here in Mega Scizor. So General Snorunt did a amazing move within draft, meaning like, hey, make sure I draft one of my checks to one of my beasts here, right? Armor Rouge is pretty dope. Can be pretty defensive. Can actually... I wonder if this is made for the Ho-Oh, right? Like, yeah, you got Flash Fire, but if Ho-Oh is physical, because no telling, like Earthquake, you proc the weak armor, and you have Psychic. I don't know how you hit this outside of Meteor Beam. Meteor Beam. Yeah, this could definitely sweep if set up. Weak armor Meteor Beam set seems pretty dope and likely. This is really good into the likes of Ho-Oh and Naganadel. And possibly this by getting off the flip turn as needed into something set up right. So you got pivot, you got pivot on this, and you got pivot on this. Yeah, pretty phenomenal here. Okay, so as far as leads, Volt Switch is free. Quick Feet does seem like it could be kind of clutch. It's only +1, so that allows you to run Modest if Greninja is Modest as well, right? Because you got Greninja is base 123, I remember, and this is 130. So it might be to where you are running Timid if you're afraid of Grin, like, being able to do stuff. But I can see this being Scarf or even Specs. Like, just Electric does really a good amount of work. But Miracle is also a thing too. I don't know if you live outside of Life Orb as well. AV likely. Yeah, does Jolteon have no switch-ins? Jolteon also gets Calm Mind, right? That's another crazy thing. Like, this could be Calm Mind Jolteon. Calm Mind Stored Power Jolteon. Right? That would be insane. So, rocks could help in that, or hazards, rather. Rocks being the more likely one, of course. So, I can see them prioritizing that. Make sure that this doesn't have a sash, or this as well. You have defog and lights of Scizor, potentially, and that's their only removal for the most part. Heavy duty boots could be a thing on this, but it doesn't allow it to take 2 hits from outside a 1-hit KO move. So I think rocks led here, and to oppose those rocks, maybe Grin, or even this, getting this started, but you don't have anything to hit Ho-Oh after the +1. So you might want to preserve the Meteor Beam in that instance. So I could see maybe Petrarunt. Petrarunt looks like a good mid-ground play into everything. Not mentioning much of the Absol because I can't see that shit. But Absol is Absol. Absol, very thin, hits hard. But this takes it. This takes it for the most part. U-turn can be quite the free. I think U-turn is nice. Get the Mega, U-turn, dip. So we do see a Shuckle, we see the Grin, and we see the Taunt. Okay, so I did expect a Taunt. I did not say anything, but we do expect Mental Herb with the Taunt. So getting the webs up, guaranteed off of that. You have Scizor coming out here, Octavius, possibly to get the defog. We get the Mega, we get the Volt Switch, we get the damage, we get the Scarm, Bird Up. U-turn there is going to allow the Rocky Helmet to get a little bit more chip into the battalion. So threatening it out with a fire move here. Armor Cannon doing some damage. Not enough for the Shucks. Scizor Mega is here. What do we get? We get Stealth Rocks, possible defog or Roost on this part here. Encore on that expected Roost or defog. And we get Aquamarine in here. So getting the switch into Skarmory up. Throwing up those spikes. Knockoff is going to knock off that Rocky Helmet. So no worries for the Scizor there. And flip turn. Aquamarine's going to come in healthy. Folk Master or Froak Master. Okay, I like that. Froak Master is pretty dope. Helioid's in on the Hydro Pump with the Protean. Taking nothing. That looks like a AV set right there. So I'm lying. It's Roost. And yeah, Ho-Oh's fat. I think it's what? Base 120 Spidef? This does have Toxic. Called it. Yeah. Flip turn did some damage. Holy crap. You telling me the flip turn that did 41% is doing the same amount as Protean? I mean, well, it's already that damage, but Protean that, like, is this banded? What are we doing? Spit it. That's funny, right? Just as comparison. Rock Slide on the Fear the Deer there gets that bird out of there. Bird up, bird out, bird down. Murder Hornet is behind the sub. Truly actually takes a decent amount. Hits the Shadow Balls. It's going to break the sub. Base 73 defenses if I'm correct. In the recover there into the T-ball. Okay, so based off of that, I don't think it's a boosted. Absol Mega Z comes in on the recover here. Truly shouldn't fear anything from Mega Absol Z unless it is Absolute Cinema with a SD, and it is. Oh boy, tuck in the kids, bite, good night. That's a technician boosted power there. So Fear the Deer is not going to outspeed even with a Choice Scarf. Shadow Claw is going to get the kill with that added on damage checked on. We get the bite. Oh my gosh, that's super effective and dead. I did not think that would kill. Like, I know it's like strong AF, but yikes. Okay, yikes and bites. Yikes on several bites. That okay. Tails just shut me the heck up. I did not see this coming. A bite sweep. Did it effectively take out each Mon? Did it take out the Scizor? I mean, well, could have. Did it take out the Scizor? So, yeah. Absolute Z. Absolute Cinema. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6-0 is the only way to go. It's 6-0s. That's gonna be the name of the title. It's 6-0s. Yo, very well done by Tails. He's not unbeatable. It won't work in playoffs. Card saved up. Boom, boom. But well done. I don't know if that was a little shit talking. It was choice specs. What was that damage? What did it do? It did nothing to that boy. Was that full Spadef? Why'd that choice specs do nothing to... What are we talking about here? That's choice specs damage? This is base 88 defenses, not counting its defense stat. 88 HP, 88 Spadef. And you're telling me Jolteon only did that much? Because Jolteon, head calc again, 130 speed, 110 special attack. What are we talking about here? Interesting. That seemed like it didn't do nothing. Okay, but right back to it. Heliod, the Ho-Oh, with the Sacred Fire, Toxic Roost, Whirlwind. Very, very amazing set up there in the Ubers tier, as well as just standardly. Very Spadef as well, I think. I'm pretty sure. But Murder Hornet with the Life Orb behind the sub, just doing damage, getting base boost where it can on top of the spikes. All Shucks with the Mental Herb, very smart with the Sticky Web, Stealth Rock, Infestation, and Encore. Encore, why? Absolute Cinema Z, Swords Dance, Bite. That's all it needs. It didn't even need 32 teeth, just its 2 front teeth, and yeah. Iron Tail and Shadow Claw, none of these get the boosts for the most part. Iron Tail, interesting for the deer. That thing did damage. He didn't care to even, well, I mean, you chipped it out, so well done. But yeah, sheesh. Bird Up Scarm with the Rocky Helmet, Whirlwind Spikes. So a lot of stuff to enable a decent sweep. Like you're chipping stuff down on health with your Rocky Helmet, your hazards, Infestation, even Encore to position, SD, and your ability for Beast Boost helping out there. Copycat. Ooh. I like that. I like that. I like that. I like that shit. Alright, let's go on to the next. So we got Wild versus Muck here. Muck has their addition to Mega Dragonite, as well as Wild having Mewtwo. And we also have another Mewtwo striking on the back foot on this side too. Very hard to see in the cut here. So yeah, Mewtwo 2. Mew. So starting off here. Alright, starting off, very legendary base team over here. You got Gen 5, Gen 3, Gen 5, Gen 2, Gen 1, and Muck. Very legendary meme, right? Along facing Muck, you have just a lot of stuff over here. I don't know what I want to say. As far as a lead here, Lando looks like the most lead worthy. Opposing to Lando could be Mewtwo to get a kill off. I'm unsure if any of these are Mega just off a glance. Tinkaton, Lando, Standard. I'm just gonna click it right into it. I really don't know what to perceive for the most part here. Aside from Avalugg being a good hard wall into this, unless it has Earth Power, Toxic, and yeah, very interesting. I'm just curious for the most part. There's Tinkaton, there's Entei. Entei likely to scare that out into the Slowbro, getting the Toxic off. Amazing read from Wild. And like clockwork, Latios comes in on the para. Very good on the status exchange. The paralyzation is going to do nothing but hesitation right there. Entei comes in again, going to scare Tinkaton out maybe. So Wild makes a double and gets a slow rolling. So very well played by Wild there, even though they oh my gosh, that's damage. Damage to you from the Rocky Helmet chip. Ice Beam's gonna let that dip, and it's gonna sip a little bit of that toxic, you know. So pick your poison. Megahorn misses, unfortunately. Gets a kiss of the yellow piss, and yeah, that's gonna bring in Kiss right there. Paralyzed. Wow, another one. Entei is gonna be confirmed on them boots. Stone Edge on the other screen there. So I guess they didn't expect it to have that coverage. So Wild did bring that coverage. Very nice. Gets the Stone Edge hit there. It does look like Paraspam is pretty good into the team. Like you get T-Wave there, T-Wave here, possible T-Wave, Air Slash, potential Roost. Like not sure if you need both screens here because this is bulky as sin defensively as well as this. So the light screen could just offset that natural bulk that they do have. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is one screen. So on the next, Sacred Fire is going to get the burn. So serene, so graceful. And Stone Edge shouldn't kill. Gonna do some damage. That's still great damage. Oh my gosh, is that banded? Is that... No, that's not banded. That's critted though. Electric is gonna be pretty nice. Doesn't get the burn, gets the earthquake. That's gonna take a turn for the worse for that. 6-7. It's not nice. You do have flip turn on the Latios into the Keldeo, into the Avalanche. Gonna do a decent amount of chip right there. Hydro Pump's gonna do a good amount too. Light screen being able to let it live, and Terra Blast. I love it. We love to see Avalug having the bolt beam coverage along with the ground type coverage is phenomenal work. So well played by them there. We have Latios in. Light screen is going to be quicker than Luster Purge. Doesn't get the drop on the Spadef that it's there for. You got the Air Slash doing nothing. So Muck is really good into this Togekiss unless it gets flinched down. You do have the burn on the opposite side, and they're going to risk the Roost and get Gunk Shot and still live. They won't get poisoned though. Air Slash just for the chip. So Fire Punch there. So maybe AV on the item. Possible it could be Resto Chesto or a very good Pinch Berry. Shadow Sneak is also an option there. They do have the Poison Touch. Knocked off the Life Orb, so you're going to live, but not so much after that. Muck being the GOAT versus Muck. Megaton Hammer is going to take that out, and it's a 2v2 situation with Slowbro being pretty low here. Fire Blast does miss, wouldn't die, but the T-Wave is going to activate that Lumberry, cure the paralyzation. Nice. So I do think Slowbro is going to have to... Nice read. Well done. I think Wild takes it from here. They are both paralyzed. So depending on... Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It doesn't get the... What you call it. So you're dropping your speed. That's... Oh my gosh. I don't think they had another... They had to get that damage. So based on this, if this kills... And if this paralyzed on the... Okay, wow. That was very close. Very close. Like, Muck could have took that definitely with the right amount of hacks. They did go for the yellow color, so that was a possibility. Very close game, very scary game, very good game. Let's get on to the next. Alright, so we have iLiseq versus Zach here. We do have Mega Gardevoir, I think. And we have Webs versus the Scolipede. Now, I love this. Like, you got that boy and that boy and that boy and that boy. You know, if you know, you know. Scary team. Mold Breaker doesn't care about what you're trying to do here. We got opposing Ogre Pawns, which don't care about what you're trying to do here for the most part. Buzzwole seems like the greatest switch in to Ogre Pawn here. Possibly somewhat, I mean, definitely somewhat this as well. And Cerulean just looks overall good with Poltergeist and Fire Move, especially boosted. There might be some tech around that to avoid said sweep. Mamo looks pretty good for cleanup if Ice Shard, but looks like it struggles to do anything early on. Like, it's Mamo. Mamo does things, right? But in the face of Buzzwole, like, that boy is thick. So Gardevoir, if they lose Gardevoir, it seems like Buzzwole can have a pretty decent time. Even in the face of a Bitterblade, unboosted for the most part. And depending on like what their Beast Boost attribute is laid in, yeah. Garchomp looks pretty good as mix here. You do have Poison Jab to hit the likes of Finny if it comes in. Otherwise, Earthquake does hit everything that's not possibly levitating. And yeah, just a consistent netting that I'm coming to is Buzzwole is really good here. So if iLiseq can support the team, or have the team support Buzzwole just having longevity, that would, I think, bode pretty well. In the face of Gardevoir, though, I do think this comes in pretty well. So Shadow Ball might be the move for Gardevoir, or even Mystical Fire. So lead webs could be decent here. It could give Zach the momentum needed, like in the chip game, right? Because you don't get recovery on, well, yes you do. You got Horn Leech, possible lefties with Draining Kiss, Roost, and lefties. Not so much these. Does this have recovery? I don't recall. Yeah, pretty interesting. I would like to see how this turns out. As far as the lead goes, like Sash Mamoswine looks pretty good as a good contingency. You got Rocks, T-Spike, and I think regular Spikes as well. So Spikes could be really good for this. I could see Bronzong probably likely stay in the back. Terapagos could sweep. Spikes looks really good on this. This can sweep as well outright, just with a little bit of chip on this and the sash broken, or sturdy rather. Like, you can sweep with Edge, Quake, and Poison Move, basically. Like Rock Slide, Earthquake after damage, you know, Poison Jab, Earthquake after damage. You got SD, that's a possibility. A lot of things that can go on here. I'm gonna stop yapping and get to attacking. So we do have the boys. How drunk are you? All right, so the first attack, I believe, is that Earthquake, and up out of there. We get chip damage on the Feeny, leftovers on the Feeny confirmed. Defog is going to be there to get rid of the rocks and the terrain there. Gardevoir comes in on the Feeny, sets up the Misty Surge for them to just have it get put away. Feeny's back on. There's the Shadow Ball. Nice. There's a Moonblast. Trace is actually pretty nice for the likes of Mold Breaker or Speed Boost. Even Terra Shell. Hot Emo Daddy gets the Poltergeist. Finny needs to go down, yeah. Moonblast for there. Yeah, Tapu Fini does seem like it's hard to take down there. Getting off the webs. Trace on the Levitate, confirmed on that. Mommy is in. Interesting to bring on the Bronzong. Not that you one-hit KO it, but I guess you're just getting the chip necessary for it. And allows the Finny to come in, as well as the P. Knockoff gets the leftovers up out of there. Surf is going to be able to take that out. Now they have to decide on, well, I guess they got the chip on what they wanted, being Ogrepun and Hot Emo Daddy. So they're going to keep the rocks up to try to secure the kill. There's a SD. This shouldn't kill. It should do a good amount of damage. Rocky Helmet's nice with the Drain Punch. That's going to kill. Ouch. Yeah, Buzzwole is a buzz problem. And even with the plus defense. Mega Garchomp with the Flamethrower. Nice. We love to see it. Alright, so threat averted. I mean, not averted. It's still anyone's game for the most part. Guard Puppy into the Rapid Ghost. Nice. Earth Power. So if you did see that go up, it's because it has a different HP stat, similar to like Zygarde. Rapid Spin, getting rid of those webs, and the speed drop. Liquidation dropping down a good amount, as well as the other liquidation to take it out with the Custap Berry pinch. Nice. So Scolipede here does have the poison jab, and I believe this is game. You do get the trace. Poison jab into rocks should kill, unless you do have the, yeah, you don't. So very well played. Even though this was a pretty quick game in some regards, it was effective. Well played. I'm not live there, so I can't really tell how long those turns took, but turns did get taken. And we will move on to the next division here. All right, so we have, I don't understand this, but Kenny Thumbs Up, aka SeneorChang, versus Ant here. Now we see another Mega Rayquaza onto a very scary team and another Buzzwole, right? So Mega to Mega. Not sure if that counts for anything. So starting off, Ant activates a slew of cards, I believe here. Starting off with lost item, meaning nobody here can hold an item. So there will be no scarf, no boots, no booster energies, no, only the Mega Stone for the most part. But yeah, no items are being held by either player here. But yeah, only that one is going to affect. Battle here. So we got Ray versus Ray. So somebody with a Ray will take a dub today. Funny because we haven't seen a game yet where I think Mega Rayquaza is brought and then that team wins. So yeah, not an auto win, sorry to say. Shrimp Sap looks amazing here on this. I just like Shrimp Sap. Webs, Defiance, Defog. Webs only really affects 2 of the Mons here. I want to say, well, 3. Bramble Gas is pretty fast and can do something. Like the team here is super fast. Bar like Charge Bug and Buzzwole. Excuse me. Yeah, fire move, go burr. Fire, fire, fire. Don't care for the most part. Shadow Ball goes burr. Shadow Ball, Shadow Ball, Shadow Ball, Shadow Ball, Shadow Ball. As well as Rage Fist. I'm not sure if it's legal. Likely isn't. Right? I'm pretty sure it's not. I think it is. Yeah, Rage Fist might be legal. Into the flying. Like, you have more outs with this. Special Rayquaza is a thing. Like, fire, 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 fire. I mean, and this is a glass cannon. So I could see fire move, V-Create, or Flamethrower, Fire Blast on this. Webs, not so much a big factor. Like, because one of these benefits from webs, right? So Charge Bug here could just be here for moral support. You don't have Toxic on this. Yes, you do. I'm a damn lie. You have Toxic on this. You don't have Roost. Just interesting to see what the game plan might be here. Like, Fire just looks really good. I think this is a late game cleaner. possible, like with Ray and Keldeo chip down. Same instance for this one. So I can't call the lead. Rocks are on Annihilate, possibly. Rocks looks pretty decent into their team, and nothing can hold a heavy duty boots item. So that is a very likely, and I don't think you really fear that. So yeah, I think Annihilate leads here. If this is in, you have Keldeo as a switch in, this as a switch in. There's no AV. You have Psychic move on this, I believe, as coverage. Seems like a slobber knocker. But yeah, I think Rocks and Rocks possibly are good. So we see the Mega Ray and the Charge Bug. Delta Stream means it's going to take less damage, getting the Thunder Wave off immediately after the +2 Dragon Dance, bringing it back to its neutral speed stat. But the lunge over there is going to be met by the Dragon Dance as well. So doing steady chip, Dragon Ascent is going to bring it down in the defenses, as well as taking more chip there. So the attack stat is now neutral. So Charge Bug doing some work. V-Create is going to take out that Skarmory. And you're still, you speed tie here. And we're going for the skill shot. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 shots. Defense dropped. Speed up. Corviknight, don't give a fuck because it misses out on that. Tailwind gets that speed. Dragon Ascent, U-turn's gonna do a little bit more damage there. Iron Hands comes in. You have the Ice Punch available, even though it is less. They get a read there, I believe, expecting maybe the you got the bulk up Drain Punch doing a hell of a lot. Oh my gosh. Volt Switch. Buzzwole is a great Pokemon. Annihilate is here with the Toxic. This is sub-toxic. Alright, right back into it. We got the Toxic bulk up. So Dragon Ascent should, oh my gosh, it killed through with the crit. Yeah, I don't believe that killed, but V-Create is gonna get that kill there. So Iron Hands is in. Not going to be able to outspeed nothing. Probably a Volt Switch. Drain Punch here for some chip health and some chip damage. Buzzwole seems like a candidate for Roost. Fire Punch going to do some decent damage. And Drain Punch is going to let it live. Well, I mean, it's going to die to Toxic, rather. So this is in. One's faster than the other unless they use extreme speed. Outrage locks it into such. And Keldeo is here. Keldeo's Outrage. Keldeo's eating the Outrage. Not really eating it. But not going to be able to outspeed if this switches out. Right? Unless you got Blunder Policy, but you can't have that. So I believe Ant just got their last kill, and Rayquaza comes in with the Outrage. So very well played. Yeah, very curious on Ant's team here. Rapid Spin with the Shrimp Sap, nice Skitter Smack to drop attack. Yeah, Skitter Smack. Struggle Bug is Spatak. Drill Peck on the Mirror Armor Corviknight with Tailwind U-turn Roost. Tailwind was pretty interesting, pretty good for their speed, as well as getting rid of any type of webby access there. Iron Hands with the Volt Switch, Drain Punch, Earthquake, Fire Punch. Pretty good. And the Segator was very nice, got the kill. Hydro Pump, Calm Mind, Air Slash. So based on this, yeah, they knew that they weren't able to outspeed nor necessarily do pretty much decent damage to it, like outside of Air Slash, but I don't know if I would call that decent. With the Drain Punch, Rage Fist, Toxic Bulk Up though, pretty nice. I like that. And the V Dance, V Create, Dragon Dance, Dragon Ascent, E Speed, of course. All right, so Scale Shot, Outrage, Dragon Ascent, V Create, just going straight out, getting that attack. Beast Boost on the Flamethrower, Shadow Ball, Taunt set with the Overheat to get collected souls, Buzzwole, Swole, Lunge. Pretty smart there. Like with Lunge and Bulk Up, you're basically giving yourself a Iron Defense kind of boost with a attack boost. So you're like depending on like the rhythm that you're going for, because Lunge is a -1 to your attack, and you're just that much more bulkier, and you have a defense beast boost here. So scary stuff. Double Drill Scarm here with the Scarm right. Not fully invested in attack nor speed at all. With a very bulky set. Roost and Swords Dance. I like that. That's like pseudo. What do I forget? You know, Scizor. There we go. Charge Bug with the webs, but T-Wave, Lunge. They were definitely setting themselves up to not necessarily like they have Lunge and stuff like that. You do have Annihilate you have to watch out for, which is very interesting. That you have, you know, all these stat drops: Chilling Water, Lunge, your stat drop on yourself, right? Dragon Ascent, Scale Shot, Overheat, V Create. That's so funny. But yeah, well played nonetheless. On to the next. So we have another game here because of who knows what, right? Yeah, so they're playing again. Couldn't tell you why, couldn't find the card. But yeah, C'est la vie. We see a change with the, I believe Garchomp is the addition here, right? Yeah, Garchomp over Scarm, as well as Hisuian Typhlosion over Keldeo. I'm a damn lie. Over Bramblegast. So having the Ghost switch its grass type to a fire typing, and being on a more special spectrum, with Garchomp being, who knows, whatever it wants to be. It wants to be a shark, it wants to be a plane. This motherfucking thing can fly in the sky, who knows why, but fuck it. Going right into it, let's do it. Let's see if anything changed. Charge Bug, Richard the Fist first, I'm sorry. So getting in that with the Toxic T-Wave, I'm not sure if any sets changed as well. Lunge is going to be there to drop the attack stat on that. So imagine if Annihilate was to come into a Lunge and nice the Whirlwind. Gets Vlad the Impaler out, and Ragnar Lodbrok comes in, gets off the rocks. Going to get the Drain Punch there to heal up. Vlad comes back in with the Toxic on this set with the Volt Switch to get out of there. And Annihilate is here with the +2 in attack based on that Defiant. But it's going to be slower than all hell, I think. Interesting turn. Toxic might have been a misclick there. But unfortunately, can't do much if nothing. Burn on that is pretty nice because you're not doing much with the damage. I don't know what switch out. Maybe to make that Air Slash on this. Facade is nice. Facade super nice. You got the Flame Orb on that. Intentionally Toxic on that. Not gonna do much. Maybe expected a U-turn, right? Being faster. But this Corp is gonna be slower. Gets in the Hisuian Typhlosion at the -1. Now Richard the First is gonna be the sack, possibly. To what they expect to be a eruption or a fire move, but Infernal Parade, nice, I love that. Basically Hex with a chance to get a burn. So Flame Charge on this Hannibal Barca into the Psychic. Yeah, it did carry the Psychic, or have Psychic. Buzzwole comes out, gets the dead to the poison, dead to rights. Corviknight, again, gonna be slower, which is smarter versus like something that has a fire type on that. Drill Pick's gonna take that out. Alexander the Great comes in on the SD. Corviknight's gonna U-turn out, get that little bit of chip, and violence is having happened. Scale shot is gonna be 1, 2, 3 hits with a crit to take that out. Dropping the D on him, but getting the speed on him. You know, I think Annihilate should be able to tank off the 1% and getting the heal off that. It's gonna take a little extra chip off that ref's skin, but gonna get its skin out of there. Now, Napoleon, Phantom Sash. That boy is bulky. You don't know that HP stat, man. Actually, I think is that the highest HP bar. Why do I want to say Dracula? Anyways, Recreate gets the kill off of that. Mega Rayquaza is going to switch out Strong Wind, stay in Dragon Sense, get it out of there. But you're going to drop your stuff there. Drop your stuff off. You do have Scale Shot to bring up the speed. So going to risk the speed tie and take that thing out of the sky. So, Ant takes this. I'm not sure if they take the whole shebang whammy. But yeah, we're just commentating games for the most part, right? Annihilate with the Toxic Drain Punch. So yeah, Drain Punch on Buzzwole was the option there, and I could see why Ant would just want to get out. Air Slash was a good call. It does have Icy Wind. So yeah, Keldeo gets Icy Wind. Yeah, it does have Icy Wind. It gets Ice Beam coming up, supposedly. You didn't hear from me. Iron Hands with the bulk on that. Still no items. Volt Switch, Drain's Punch on the Whirlwind. Nice. Whirlwind is very smart, especially if they're going to try bulking up on you. And Corviknight with the Drill Peck Reflect. Get out of there. U-turn. Roost with the Impish Nature. So wait, is Impish minus? This wasn't even minus speed. What was that Buzzwole? Can't even tell. Alright, so Flame Charge, Flame Fire Blast, Infernal Parade, Ender. So pretty smart. I like that. Next game. Let's get to playing. Okay, so we have Jay versus Rain here. So we have another Iron Hands in the cut. Pretty strong team here. I think from Rain. Like amazing support. We got Rain versus Jay. And amazing support on Rain's side. Like you got screens, potentially you got a good pivot, and you got hard hitters. With a amazing move pool on Palkia Origin here. And the potential to set up behind screens on that glass cannon in the likes of Absol Mega Z. You also have SD, which seems like it just takes out everybody. Like you have SD, Play Rough, Horn Leech, and Ivy Cudgel. I think that just wins. But yeah, on the opposing side here, you do have Dragapult. Which can do work, provided Klefki... Like, I think Dragapult can take on their offense pretty good. Or pretty well, rather. Minus not so much Iron Hands. Like, Darts seems like it does a lot, especially after DD. But Klefki needs to be taken down swiftly. Now, you do have Excadrill here, which can do tremendous work. Earthquake, 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 Earthquake. Like, everything hits Earthquake unless you're, like, electromagnetism floating off the air because Magna Rise. Like, Mighty Cleave looks pretty nice here. I don't think this has Psycho Cut. Rotom, opposingly, has the Defog and can get up screens as well. And I think is pretty nice into Klefki. There is no immunity. So a Volt Switch is pretty nice as well. Like, don't sleep on Rotom for sure. Man. But yeah, let's get into it. Alright, so Iron Hands on the lead. Tinkaton with the hammer on the balloon. Stealth Rock gets up in the room. Drain Punch is going to pop that. And we get it up out of there. So Tinkaton is Mold Breaker, by the way. Drain Punch doing a hefty amount still. It is the Iron of the Hands. The crit hit Earth Power doing damage. Wish is going to heal that up, but Yan's going to make it switch out, possibly into the Hearth Flame. Getting up a very healthy Hearth Flame after this Earth Power. Not too much, but yeah, I mean, I'm a lie. Scaring it out. This could be the position where it can sweep. Is this Scarf? No. But yeah, that's that. Not sure if it's SD yet. It stays in on the Hydro Pump. Hydro Pump not going to be doing too much. U-turn out. So I wonder if it has anything to hit Dragapult. Right? Could be 4 attacks. Could be SD. But yeah, it getting in is going to be scary. Dies to the crit hit bite. And Mega on the that, but it's going to get smacked. But live a close combat. And Earthquake takes down that. Right? Mold Breaker here. You are going to be faster. Base 110 versus base 103. Am I tripping? Right? Base 103. With the speed booster, Boulder's going to be fast. You got the Clef Key in. Going to switch out. Get rid of that. Hits with the Foul Play. I thought a T-Wave was coming too. Magnet Rise on that. Did call the Magnet Rise, but the drowsy in your eyes. You got a little bit of sleep in there. You're going to switch out. And put on a little bit of pressure. Ice Beam does do a decent amount of chip. Spatial Rend does a shitload. Gonna be another yawn. Now, one thing that can happen is yawn, 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 yawn. But Alamola can come in on that and wish pass heal the team for the most part. So Dragapult's in. Iron Hands is full. Big belly. Gonna be a good amount of damage coming in off of this Ice Punch. I'm a damn lie. Basically doing not much. Gastro very bulky here, as well as the Iron Hands. So they're kind of going tit for tat. Gastro is taking a lot more damage, but you do have Yawn pressure, as well as probably Recover. Did we see Recover on this yet? Yeah, we do have Recover. So the Rocks and Yawn is going to add up. The Gastro taking the Spatial Rend. Now they can get in. Okay, Boulder. I'm not sure how they take out Aloe. So they let Palkia go to sleep. And Dragapult in a dream. I do believe this would be T-Wave. Or Foul Play. Foul Play is going to be able to kill this, I believe. One hit? No, not one hit. Okay. So it is, well, Shadow Ball, of course. So it's not going to be able to speed Palkia or Ogerpon. And it does get the kill. So that's going to be GG for Rain here. Ending it off with the Horn Leech. Getting a little something to eat on the way out. So pretty well done. We had the Magnet Rise, which is really dope. Really good consideration on Rain here. Flip turn with the Wish. Pretty standard, but effective. Especially with very fat Mons like Palkia Iron Hands. Ogerpon appreciates it with the SD here too. So imagine Clef Key just staying alive and full as well. Pretty nice. Alright, next game here. We have Xander versus Invisible here. Xander on the side of the Thundurus and opposing side the Salazzle. So female, female, female. Wait, what? You have the Sharpedo here. Well, yeah. Wait, this should be male. This is interesting. How do you have a Thundurus with a non-gender? Because all the genies are supposed to have a gender for the most part. Or are supposed to, regardless. Yet you have a female Terep. Okay. No, okay, I see. This is... Wait, no, what, huh? I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Sharpedo can have a gender. This cannot. This cannot. This does. This does. I don't believe Terapagos can or whatever. I'm very confused. But back in the case here, you do have Dracovish, which looks like it does a good amount of damage to everything here. Protect is going to be crucial onto non-Mega Sharpedo, I believe, and as well as keeping their Terra Shell intact. Now, there is dual Terrapagos on the board here, and I believe that is due to Xander's ability from Toon World, but I may be wrong. But like we have dual Solgaleo, dual Terrapagos. I'm none the wiser to what's going on here. We have dual fire poison type, right? Rare occurrence. Very rare occurrence. You know what's funny? We got dual ground. Well, I mean, they're not the same typing or whatever, but you got the dark. And then I guess odd man out would be Dracovish. Like you got the water as well. Only electric there. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's get into it though. Rocks look really good into their team here. Exposes if your life orb, sash, scarf, or anything like that, boots. So I think rocks from invisible can give that information. Opposing rocks, not too much. One of these is going to have, I believe, a sandstorm or snow warning ability based on the habit, right? Like, I think this thing like sand. Sand chip is going to be very nice too for opposing Terrapagos. So if it does take the sand chip, it can't necessarily live based on if Fish's friend is ready to take it out or not from full. Um, Solgaleo looks pretty interesting here. Could set up, could be bulky. Um, I'm very unsure. And I really like regular Salazzle here. Earthquake looks good, especially under gravity. I think the only thing with gravity is Darkrai. Or, no, Solgaleo has gravity too. Um, Pretty interesting. So I think the faster team could, well, they're both fast, actually. Like, especially with Sand being included, Quirk Drive, as well as the speed boost. But this one is more consistent on this side. So yeah, as far as the lead here, this does get rocks. Solgaleo could be a pretty good lead. This could be a good anti-lead, so you might not want that in, especially that. Um, Scarf is still nice, even with the uh, sandstorm. Like Scarf lead is just damaging for the most part. Like I don't think you have any good way to spread para or speed control outside of like Tailwind or T-Wave off on this. I don't believe Terrapagos gets T-Wave. I just want to click. Yeah, we're going to click. We see Darkrai. We see Solgaleo. Toon Sun Muncher. And the Muncher is going to get munched on with the Dark Pulse. Oh, yeah. Specs. Neat. No. And agility on the balloon there. We do have the sand popping out. And Psychic's going to knock that out. So, was the only guaranteed one-hit KO. Terrapagos is in. Terra Shell is broken by the Fiery Dance. Terra Starstorm's going to do a good chunk. Pop the balloon, and both do take the sand chip there. Fiery Dance is going to get a attack boost on the Tunerona, but a little too late. Terrapagos is in the 20% range. Toon Harvester is here. They're just going to sack the Terrapagos, and we do see that it is Smooth Rock based on the number of turns. Now, just allowing Excadrill to stay in here on the Sash, basically saying you don't have anything that'll speed me. Yeah, Sash is actually pretty good here. You do get the Protect. So, Salazzle's gone, so you don't have any more speed control on the side of Invisible here. Crunch is going to do a crit hit amount of damage, and oh shit, okay, Munchies. Crunch is going to also do another crit hit. Oh my gosh. The Liquidation is going to do a good amount there. Sludge Bomb's not going to be enough to take it out. Unfortunate for Invisible in this instance, because I do believe Excadrill is going to have a hard time living on 1 HP. And yeah, unfortunate game. But Soul would have swept if Rai wasn't Specs. Let's see. There's Soul Galeo, right? So, Toon Sun Muncher with the Weakness Policy, knockoff Fangs with Agility Earthquake. So, surviving turn 1, getting off the Agility into the Earthquake, I believe. Unless said Sash, you know. Sash was there as a contingency for that, too. Especially based off of Dark Pulse damage if it wasn't even Specs. Chuckwell Toon. Terror Shift, Modest, Rapid Spin with the Power Gem, Earth Power. I like the Edge Quake and just overall Earth Power going on. I can see that. Psychic, Rock Slide, Rock Polish. Yeah, Xander won the sweep here. I mean, they got their sweep, kind of. Mini sweep. Air Balloon, Fiery Dance. And they were able to add on a extra move because of Move Reminder. So that allows them to add a extra move to their set. And they also had Activate the card Honest, which allows for a copy of a S tier or a different to be used by Xander here. So not Toon World, but yeah, Honest. And a couple more games here for you. We got Knight F3 OP and Gun here. Rocking the Genesect Swampert Pelipper team. Pretty good bulk on the side here. And good bulk on the opposing side of Knight too. They have their ultimate here, quad shot on this Genesect. I don't believe it's a drive this time. I don't see any color here. I believe the base is like orange, and I can't see behind this. Going off rip. They did pick up Dugtrio. Dugtrio looks pretty great to revenge kill stuff. If anything was to be Mirror Herb, I could see Mirror Herb on Genesect or even Pheasantipity being a thing here. They're already pre-mega, ready for the rain. Screamtail here doesn't like to get hit. I wonder what kind of support it would provide for the team here. Or, I mean, it could be offensive. Pheasantipity male. Vaporeon looks really good with Water Absorb, kind of deterring their water type attacks or even Weather Ball out of there. Like they have to think twice. There is a 2-for-1 in play as well. And what was banned on this side was U-turn. So U-turn, U-turn, U-turn. Does Incineroar have U-turn? U-turn. Yeah, parting shot. In U-turn, I think. U-turn's not there, as well as there's another one, as well as them being banned on something. It'll pop up here. But yeah, as far as the lead goes, I could see Screamtail being a good start off here. Even Xerneas here too. Like, you gotta watch out for T-Bolt. Like, Moonblast just looks overall good when this is down and gone. And then you can clean up with Chinpow pretty nice, I believe, here. Genesect can be anything it wants to be, as well as Gun, I think, having access to Sketch, which means they can use any 2 move from a Pokemon's moveset and add it on to one of their Pokemon. Oh yeah, they banned Stealth Rock. So Stealth Rock in U-turn was banned on Gun side. And yeah, let's get it. So when comes to start Dragalge, I can see a flip turn immediately here to see where you want to get positioned. So very well done. Xerneas is in, threatening with a T-Bolt here. And Pheasantipity is here for that. Moonblast comes out, doing a good amount of damage, dropping this attack, but getting it back up with HP on the Black Sludge. Parting Shot's going to drop that special attack from the Dragalge here. And we get the Earthquake into it. Dragalge lives with its new added bulk from its Mega. Gets a good Toxic off, which is 100% on the Swampert. And Earthquake is there. Try to possibly take a flip turn. So I do think this is good. Whimsicott comes in on the Wish here. And flip turn could be a move on this as well, to get the Dragalge back up into full with the added benefit of Regenerator plus Wish. So it was in the red. That's actually very good synergy. Genesect is going to get +2, be able to outspeed a Dugtrio, but the Sash is there for it. You're going to get hit by another Earthquake. Sucker Punch would be clutch here, and we do get the Sucker Punch. Taking that out, Arena Trap is going to be legal as well. Vaporeon is here. A quick attack. Nice. I love the tech there. They would have gotten a KO on the Dugtrio, provided it didn't Sucker Punch, but I'm not sure what else it has. There's another Wish. They're going to flip turn out right here. And that damage is getting into that Swampert, bringing it very close to the 60% range. Earthquake's going to do a good amount, but not enough to hit KO. So Protect, which, what items on this Vaporeon here? Leftovers. So going to be up to full after that Protect there. Toxic stalling it out pretty well. Wish is going to be the next move here onto Leech Seed. You're going to get nothing from it. And Dugtrio's back to full. Oh my gosh. You don't have a Sash, but you're back to full basically. So 20 turns in and you have full HP, full HP. And these Mons were on the brink of death. Everything is full HP 20 turns in. Just to show you the power of Wish and whatnot. Like, I'm a very big advocate of Vaporeon. It's bulk and then support and then just versatility. And Rain comes back up. Fairy Aura is here. Another Moonblast is going to do 20% to this. Alright, so let's go back a couple of turns here. Once again, 20% on that. And I do think I saw some tech here. So they got Stone Axe. They're one of the rocks. That's based off of the sketch. Wondering what other move. Parting Shot. Nice. I don't believe that's originally on there, but double Parting Shot would be insanely funny. So they get the rocks up. I don't believe there's any removal on Knight's side, which there's not. Light Clay gets knocked off. We get Stealth Rock on the opposing side, which is going to dig into Pelipper. T-Wave on the Pelly. It's going to miss, unfortunately. Defog gets off the rocks. Another T-Wave miss, unfortunate. Roost means it's back up, but Rain is down. Whimsicott comes in here. Gonna get up the rocks. Dragalge Mega all the way in. And likely another flip turn. I don't think Taunt's gonna do anything for that there. Could have definitely killed you. But brought in the Vaporeon. I do think Knight sees Whimsicott as a good means to move around, pivot around. Like, they got a pretty slow, good pivot blender here. And they don't mind just doing such. And Moonblast is going to hit for that. Psyshock's going to take out. Nice. So, probably bluffed on the choice lock there. And alright, so just backing it up into the Fez going down. I could have saw that being choice locked. Is not. Avoids any, like, this is just a great bring in on that. Like, you do have Moonblast that could be doing something, but the perk's gonna be going down. Like, this team is practically still at full 100 because you have regen on that. That's 100, and you can just wish up on there. Xerneas comes in here. Doesn't look too good for a gun, but you get the lagging tail off of the power herb. Okay, nice. So this is slowed up. I'm not sure if it's gonna matter here. Uh, and you got another Moonblast, which just takes that out. Uh, and it's GG from here unless Ensign can get a drop. Um, but no fire move, I suppose, because rain, right? Outrage is there just to show it off. And well done by Knight. Getting the 6-0. Just putting the term into the title. What I think it's going to be. Anyways, Guns team here. I'm just caught with the Lag and Tail, Encore Switcheroo, Lead Seed Taunt. Very effective, but in the face of Vaporeon and Dragalge as that core, it went crazy. Like, I don't think this actually needs an attack to be effective. Like, Lead Seed does work, but you're doing a lot of pivot stuff going on. So that definitely helps. You have Incineroar with the Chapel Berry, in fear of something like a Sacred Sword. Pretty nice bring into the likes of Chin-Pao. You have Outrage, Knockoff, Drain Punch, Fez with the Black Sludge, with the added benefit of Stone Edge and Parting Shot, Poison Jab, Play Rough, and pretty bulky on that part, right? You got Genesect with the Shift Gear Terra Blast of Rock. So it does allow you to Terra Blast as well as Terrasilize with the Quad Shot ultimate that Gun has here. Very, very to the character Gun, right? Pelipper here with the Drizzle Damp Rock with the Quick Attack. I did love that tech. That was pretty dope. Could be clutch for like taking out Chien-Pao or even Doug Trio. We got Swampert. Pretty standard stuff, but with Brick Break consideration for the screens here. So Psychic Noise on the Scream Tail, we got T-Wave, Rocks, and the just one Reflect. So I do like the single Reflect because you got amazing Spadef on these two here for the most part, and Xerneas as well, if I recall. So just offsetting that naturally. Clear Amulet for any type of Parting Shot, Intimidate, and whatnot that would come out from there, as well as Psychic Fangs to do some good damage onto Fez, but as well as getting those screens off the board that something might be able to set up. Sucker Punch for that priority with the Geomancy, Moonblast, and Grass Knot. Grass Knot's pretty great for the Swampert there. Vaporeon, Wish Haze, nice Haze to make sure Genesect doesn't go too crazy. And I think they feared like Power Up Punch on something as well. Earthquake, Sucker Punch, Endeavor, Memento. Memento, great for getting momentum, and Endeavor just clutching certain things. We got two more games here. All right, so we got Rain coming off of a Rain game, and Swaggy. Swaggy has a colorful looking team. I do like that. With the Mega Meganium here opposed to the Mega Floette. I do think that's S tier Mega, so it's only here to stay for a day or two. See what it do. The team is fast on Rain's side. Bulkier on Swaggy's, I believe. Like, you do have booster elements on these Iron Mons here, which are very fast, but you also have the fastest abuser of said energy, right? You also have very, very good recovery within your bulk here. Like, this is pretty bulky. Calm Mind does seem like it could do some crazy stuff. So I do think it can be put in a position to sweep, especially with Treads gone. Dragalge could be something that can make it fear staying in, but depending on what the position is at that time, it could just change the wheels in the house. Palkia, I see just having pretty good overall coverage, right? Ogerpon, again, cleaning up. This seems like a good lead. I don't know if I could see it being booster immediately, but maybe Scarf. Scarf flip turn. You have I mean, you don't need freeze dry, but it's something you can use to consistently hit. Ice beam is better in this instance, but not sure how they built the team based on the op here. So as far as leads, you could bait the rapid spins, getting off some spikes and whatnot. T spikes actually looks really good into rain from Dragalge. So that's a possibility. Meganium is a beast. If it's in, I think something dies. So speed control, I think, is gonna be big on Swaggy if they can get it. Like Alamola dies, this dies, damage, probably die. I don't know. Dies in damage. 2 hit KOs everything if my head calc is correct. Iron Val, what do I see you doing? Like Moonblast, coverage, T-Bolt, maybe. I can see this maybe cleaning, not doing too much, chipping out, unless it is like SD. SD, I think, gets kills. You do have to watch out for the T-Wave from this as well. Let's just go into it. I think the lead from them is going to be maybe a Sash lead, because this is going to be the lead here. I'm going to call out this being the lead. You don't have really great switch-ins, so you got to make your first turn really count, especially like going up against something that might have flip turn. So I think Torn is a good come-in for that. And let's see. So Dragalge versus the Palkia, wrong on wrong. All right. You had bundle, yes, count for the ult. So bundles coming off of the ult, flip turn off the spikes there, and you're going to take a little bit of damage. You get the recovery off the leftovers, and the earthquake is going to be dampened by the reflect that gets brought up. So it's only going to be up for 4 more turns, 3 after Ogerpon comes in, I think. Yeah. All right, so Volt Switch on that Ogerpon. This thing is, well, I mean, it's not bulky, but yeah, it's taking a good amount. So gonna switch it up, see what it want to do. Scouting out for the play rough. Very well done, because naturally it does resist its dual stab, as well as immune Klefki is to the Dragalge. Yoda I am. All right, getting another round of spikes. Salamence comes in, taking the T-Wave or not. D-Dance there, very bold. After the gold does come there. Is it alum? We do see the alum. Do we see it getting popped? And it's dropped. It's out of there. You get the Moxie boost. You're +2, +1. And you're faster than the Iron Bundle. You get the crit hit. Not that it mattered. This is pretty scary hours for Rain here. Now, I do think Iron Head is going to be able to take it out. Yes, absolutely. Getting up a plus for Palkia Origin. So, depending on like how this is built, maybe Aloe lives, could get a Scald, could get a Haze, I don't know. But you're allowing Salamence to build up a lot of momentum, and it doesn't seem like you have any Scarf. Like, this was a good bluff, if anything, or maybe you thought it did outspeed. But yeah, it's ready to kill and get more. At a +5, it's sitting on. With Aloe being in the back still, I'm pretty sure they know that it can't do much. So they let Salamence get the 6-0 with the Dragon Claw. So very well done. A quick game here. Yeah, let's go into the last one. So last one, we have Austin versus Flames here. So we do have the warning going off, and that's based off of Flames Ultimate. So last week they benched one of their Mons to bring it back with some added extra EVs to it. So you have an extra 128 EVs on the Latios. So could be pretty scary, could be pretty clutch, depending on how you invest into that, right? So they're adding it on for this week. They only have one more opportunity to use said add-on of bonus. Or, wait, no, 3, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Read the card. Anyways, reading is not what draft players do. But we do see a Mewtwo again. Mewtwo strikes back in another way. Like, what are we doing? what we're doing is watching this game. Lovely team from Flames. Love the Vikavolt. Love the team synergy off rip. This is like one of my OG kind of goings. Not to say Austin is out the running too for that. We do have a basically a sandstorm looking team with the Dreadnought and blah 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 blah. Like not that they would use sandstorm, but yeah, sandspit is a thing. As well as glare. I think glare comes in here. It's gonna be hard to take out the Zarude. You do have the jungle healing, which does heal itself 25%, as well as clear a status. So could be pretty hard to stop the momentum. I do think this is pretty good here. Scarf, um, even Dragon Dance could do some crazy stuff. Fire move, like this has great coverage onto the team, as well as Dreadnought if it does get a shell smash off with Edge Quake. Having Earthquake, even Crunch. Like, okay, let's say Rock move, Earthquake, Water move. Like, you got a lot of stuff you could do with Dreadnought here, as well as the webs. So you only have defog on this. This does not have defog. I'm tripping. Does it have defog? We're just gonna say it doesn't. You have defog on this as well too. You have options to get off the webs. So webs does look important here. Uh, as opposed, not so much like onto this side. Like it can be detrimental. So it might be a game of who's stopping webs as well. Like you do have taunt available. I don't think this is gonna have the mental herb. Um, so I think that could be a thing, right? So you do have to watch out because this thing hurts. It really does. Like you have energy ball. Like you're one shotting these boys. Uh, electric move, bug buzz, and you basically two hit KO this. So Vikavolt could right out sweep. And I know Flames isn't opposed to making that boy fast AF. You know, you're also immune to the webs from opposing. So I think if you want to get up rocks, you do that to enable a sweep from Vikavolt, if that's in your head. Lesser Purge just looks good, 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 good. But you also have Dragon typed for that, and Agility, or even Skill Shot. So I do think you could cook as well as the same side here. So yeah, let's get it on. All right, so Mamo comes out here. Yep, and due to the boost you got, yeah. So Hydreigon leads off. I do think it's maybe Scarf, but it stays in on this, doesn't U-turn. What would it even U-turn into? Like, Mamo is scary, actually. Get the flinch. Oh, damn. Hacks, yeah. Not too great of a start. Um, I know it's pretty, like, especially from last game that Flames did play, did suffer some hacks as well. Flamethrower's doing a good amount. Body press into that. I really hope this is a sweeping Vikavolt here. Grand speed ties, Pult, neat. 143, I believe. 142. Shell Smash is there. Do we see the Mirror Herb? No. Okay, Ice Spinner's going to knock that down to 1%. Invisible Sash on your ass, but the real Sash is there. And I swear, ooh. So, very fortunate. Bulk, and the Ice Shard's going to pick that off. Oogway goes away. So, pressure on here. Could do a... Vikavolt comes out here. Into the Aura Sphere. Nice. Possible read from Flames there. Bug Buzz is going to do a good amount of damage. Sandspit is it. As the ability. You're going to get the coil. Do you have the energy ball? You'd have the energy ball. Oh my gosh. Cook, 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 cook. Hydreigon is in. Gonna throw off a Tri Attack. Nice. Greninja is gonna be alive enough to live that, unless it is in the sand, taking chip in another hit from a Scarf Hydreigon. So Latios is in here. It's gonna be able to take a Tri Attack, avoids any kind of hacks. Now, Flames is playing with fire here, no pun intended, based on the possibility for hacks. But I think they're trying to enable their best chance of winning. That's 3 chance. That's a hacks. That's a hacks. But you are going to outpace, I think, the next try attack. You might have recover. You have Dragon Pulse. So you only take burn damage here. And you have lefties offset. Ice Beam is going to be able to take that out. Being naturally faster, base 130 speed, if I'm correct. Vikavolt is going to be able to take this out. Vikavolt, my goat. And Quiver Dance. Nice. You're going to Volt Switch. You're going to be able to take that. See, look at my guy, Vikavolt, y'all. Look at that boy. Boy. Anyways, Vikavolt being the GOAT of the team, being able to... Oh my gosh, this is a Vikavolt game. Don't tell me nothing else. Like, what did you do? Ice Shard? Okay, you got to kill that Vikavolt help. But like, look at all the moves click. What'd you click? 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 Vikavolt, that boy. This just wins games. Very well played. A very wonderful team by both of them, I believe, here. Let me see Austin's. So for the most part, like you were playing with fire with that try attack. Smooth Rock off the Sand Spit there. Glare is going to help out getting some paralyzed around the team. You got the Sturdy on Stillix with the Roar. Roar, very good consideration. Iron Defense and the added bulk from the Stillixite Mega Evolution in the body press, doing some damn damage. Mewtwo with the Choice Scarf. Okay, so it was Choice Scarf. Ice Beam, Earth Power, Aura Sphere, Side Strike. And very well played again on Flame's part, just bringing it in on that Aura Sphere. Oogway with the Dreadnought. Surprise Adamant Nature at +2. Did not KO this Zarude. Masquerain with the Giga Drain, Ice Beam, Air Slash. Citrus was a interesting thought. I wonder what calcs or thoughts they had to put that on, like over a sash or anything like that. Like there's not item clause, but yeah, interesting. You got the Choice Scarf here, and you know that because this is your second Choice Scarf. Dark Pulse with the Earth Power, Tri Attack, Signal Beam. And not sure if that first flinch put it on tilt, but it was good to preserve afterwards. Like having that Dark Pulse, and then I think you switched into Zarude. I don't recall. That's it. All right, so Vikavoots with the boots. Sticky Web was there too. No web was clicked, but man, like this Mon, right? Zarude with the AV. AV is going to be able to live being thick. Rock Slide, Darkest Lariat, knock off Power Whip as well. I'm thinking it's like pretty bulky. Like it does have great defenses, but yeah, Adamant. Like this is no slouch in the Shell Smash division anyway. You got Defog to get rid of webs. Sim Eruption to do damage, get burns. Roar is a great consideration. Mamoswine, Thick Fat with the Choice Band. And off the Rock Blast, Icicle Crash, Ice Shard, Earthquake. So I believe they went for the Icicle Crash, trying to get the kill on the Hydreigon. And the Greninjite, Dark Pulse, Surf, U-Turn, Ice Beam. So nice games from everybody there. Oh my gosh. These games are fire, and they just continue to get more and more fire. So if you enjoy this, like, subscribe, throw some comments down there. On the way to 50 subscribers, a shout out if y'all saw me out there. Keep playing, have fun. See you in the next one, and peace. We out.